Hello everyone, welcome back to the Survivor Stark channel. Today, we had the Mr. Beast episode. And honestly, the twist, I'm okay with it. Like, obviously, if this it's coming really bad, it was a perfect storm, honestly, for this twist to work. Which I think inevitably did get Stephanie out. There had to be someone that was able to volunteer. Rick was that guy. No one else wanted to do that. If it landed on tails instead of heads, the twist would have been hated on by many. But hey, MrBeast, I mean, I think he deserves the screen time he got. He didn't overtake anything. He got a decent amount of screen time, and when you're providing $1 million to the prize pot, I think it's alright to get as much screen time as he did. But how did this twist impact the game, and ultimately, I think, Stephanie's game? Coming into this tribal council, a lot of names were thrown out, obviously. But when it came to Stephanie, Devon's maybe put a target on her back with his... I think going into this, Devon's was in fact the one going home. That explains why he was so open to do the coin flip. And I think he maybe wanted to do it anyways, but I think it made a lot of sense for him to do it. A lot better odds than the shot in the dark. Obviously, there is the theory that he could have had someone else do it. They have a 50-50 chance of being safe or going home. And then if they are safe, he could still play the shot in the dark, and that would give him the best chance of being immune. But getting an idol is huge, so I think obviously he made the right call there. And when he's safe, who does that leave? Well, you got to think Ozzy, Cirie, Rizzo, Aubrey, and Devons. I mean, they were all going to vote together. There was no fear really for them, I don't think, in this vote. Yes, Stephanie had to steal a vote, but you can only steal one vote, and obviously that's what Emily Flippin said, and it did not do anything that let her go further in the game, clearly. So what could she have done leading up to this to avoid being the name that came up when Devons was inevitably safe? And you gotta know something was coming with MrBeast. Should she have flipped the coin? I think that's a tough decision to make. Honestly, you gotta think numbers-wise, and Cirie, once again, I think you gotta look at Cirie, because she is the one that bested Stephanie once again, no matter what show it is. Cirie is the queen in this scenario, and Stephanie is the loser every single time. Unfortunate for her, but Cirie's just the queen Dawn. I mean, whatever you want to call it. She's a beast, and she got the last laugh once again. So Stephanie, I think, really potentially should have been more... Yes, her and Cirie had like a working relationship, but I think she should be able to tell she's nowhere near Cirie's number one. And I don't know what, it really surprised me how people are just so quick to believe that Cirie and Ozzy are not like this. It baffles me how they could keep it so hidden, especially after that first tribal when Ozzy was hard gunning for Jenna because he just was doing anything for Cirie to stay, and everyone saw this. Baffles me. Like, I guess Ozzy's out. I mean, I guess you see it through Cirie. I think Cirie, a big part of why Stephanie lost is Cirie's playing really well and played her really freaking well. From what we see in these clips is Ozzy is not always with Cirie. We see Tiffany by Cirie a lot, but when Cirie's in her hammock doing whatever, we see Ozzy eventually come to her, and Cirie fills him in, meaning that he's not around her too often. And I think maybe that's intentional, and it's worked out really well for Cirie in this game so far. But so Stephanie is not in that inner circle with Cirie, and you got to think with Joe and Jonathan, Ozzy's already shown to betray you in the past. He's shown he's not working tight with you, and you got to know Devons is just... You can't trust Devons to just follow your plan like that. He's too much of a dynamic player to just go along with the plan, and he blew up a lot. And what he said was that they can deny it all they want. There was a lot of truth in what he was saying, and she was just left to be seen as someone sneaky who wanted Ozzy out, has steal a vote advantage, which put a target on her back, something that Jonathan and Joe don't have. But Joe, I gotta give credit where credit is due. Joe has done a lot better job, kind of. Not with Devons, obviously. It's pretty clear how much Joe hates Devons. We all seen that one picture, I would hope. I'll put it up here now. But Joe is, I mean, he's really good with Tiffany. We saw that they had that little duo action. I think that's kind of grown a nice bond. We see him come to Cirie in this episode about the whole Ozzy blind side. So obviously he's looking out for Ozzy. I'm guessing that there must be some mutual connection there if he's willing to do that and really blow up Stephanie and Jonathan's game. And Jonathan, interesting, Jonathan wasn't a target at all. I think that there must be a sort of a relationship with Jonathan and maybe Ozzy that it's not shown too much, but it's good enough because I don't know what Ozzy thinks about what was said and what wasn't said. I don't know how many people believe Devins. I think Devins is obviously going to still be a big target. Devins and Emily, I think, are really just screwed here. That's what I think it's shaping up to be. We'll see how it goes on. I think both the Joes and I think the Ciries and Aussies are ready to get Devins out really whenever they can. I really think he was going to be the one to go here. But let me know what you think. And I think that really just made it clear when he got immune how willing he was to do it. And there was Stephanie. And Stephanie, I think she went and hung on to the whole Jonathan Joe thing maybe a little too heavy. And once Coach and Chrissy were sent home, Stephanie was really just a fish out of water. And with Cirie has everyone working with her. Cirie reads you like a book. You know this. I mean, you see it time and time again. You can't get anything by Cirie. Stephanie, you are owned by Cirie. It's unfortunate for you, but it's just how it is, I guess. And so you're not close enough with Cirie that she wants to keep you. You go after her allies that you don't know about. I think you should have done a better job maybe attaching to these more strategic threats. Because Stephanie, I don't think, is the most strategic player. She more works on that social aspect of the game, which, I mean, that can work. We've seen it with, like, Kenzie in 46. But in a season like this with so much going on, I think it was really important that she tied herself to a really strategic person like the Ciries. Obviously, people don't know Rizzo. Aubrey, she had no connection there at all. Devins, obviously, no connection there at all. Was so willing just to throw her under the bus the first opportunity he got. And you're only really tight with that honor integrity alliance that really doesn't have a lot of agency at all. At all. You're not in a good spot. Admittedly, yes, she said she wasn't strategic herself. She wasn't going to throw out names or do whatever. Well, if you're not going to do that, Stephanie, then you need to have people close to you that will and can actually get it done. Because Jonathan and Joe, they aren't. And Joe, I don't know. Joe is such an interesting character and someone so interesting to play around. That you can't rely on that. I don't know what his game plan ultimately is besides I hate Rick Devils to get him out. It's not good for you, Stephanie. You're not getting anything accomplished. And yeah, you're not creating a target for yourself, but if you don't have the bonds of someone strategically, you're not working with them, and you're actually going against their alliance, which you should have picked up on, I think, if you really wanted to stay, and not seeing the Cirie Ozzy connection. That's what I think, that not seeing the Cirie Rizzo connection is understandable. Not seeing the Cirie Ozzy connection is wild to me, but I can't keep calling it. It's just wild. It's wild to me. Let me know what you think. Maybe I think it's way too obvious when they're doing a really good job. I think Cirie is doing a good job, but I still think it should be seen. It's not seen at all, apparently. You got to tie yourself to someone like Cirie, someone that's strategic, and when you are not safe, you don't have anything to keep you safe, you have an advantage that's known about, they're willing to keep you and fight and keep their neck. Like, look at what Cirie's doing for Ozzy. She is just time and time again the guardian angel that saves Ozzy. And Stephanie, you don't have someone that is able to be that guardian angel for you. And you're not the guardian angel for anyone else. So you're kind of just in this weird limbo where you don't have a connection that is going to keep you in this game, and you don't have the control to keep yourself in the game. So you're kind of just at the mercy of whatever the flow is, and the flow this time was to get you out, because The game got shaken up because of Devins getting the MrBeast coin flip. Okay. The super beware advantage. Whatever, man. Regardless. Yeah, you didn't have agency. You didn't have anyone with agency protecting you. And you're relying on people like Jonathan and Joe, which weren't going to get stuff done. So, Stephanie, unfortunately for you, didn't play strategic enough, I don't think. Didn't have the right connections. Once Coach and Chrissy, you didn't have a lot of numbers, which you should have seen coming. You have to know that people like Cirie, people like the Christians and Devins, when they're in the game, they're not going to let that alliance just get the majority and go to the end. That's naive to think that people on a season like 50 are willing to play that type of game where they just coast on to their little stay strong with our alliance and get to our final 7, and then we figure it out. Like, no, come on. You can't be expecting that on season 50. So, strategically just came up short, and that's going to do this one here. But let me know what you thought of just MrBeast, what you think of Stephanie's game. Coming in, I don't think we had the highest expectations for her strategically. I think it kind of matched what we expected. And MrBeast got her out, along with Cirie. Once again, Cirie making some moves. We'll see if she's able to keep it going. But I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, night, wherever you are right now. Peace. Hope you enjoy the episode.